Okay. Null hypothesis is really the initial baseline statement. The null hypothesis we can always identify because it's going to include an equal sign. Now I said an equal sign, not the equal sign, because it's going to be either this equal sign, greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to. So these are always going to be used in our null hypothesis HO. Our alternative hypothesis.
Null hypothesis, did it include not equal to as well, or?
No, the alternative hypothesis is going to include the not equal to.
Okay.
So the alternative hypothesis which we say as HA or H1 is going to be the alternative. It's going to be the statement accepted if the null hypothesis, statement accepted if the sample provides sufficient evidence that the null hypothesis is false. So we'll write that down here. The language starts to become very specific when we get into t-testing and this kind of tier of statistic, right? So this is the statement that's accepted if the sample data provided does not show sufficient evidence that the null hypothesis is true. So we fail. So the alternative hypothesis is if we can't prove that the null hypothesis is true, we fail to reject the null hypothesis. So this alternative hypothesis, this is always going to have a not equal to a, if we have a greater than or equal to here, the complement of that is less than. And if we have a less than or equal to over here, the complement of that is greater than. So H1 is what you conclude if you reject the null hypothesis. We only turn to alternative hypothesis if data suggests that the null hypothesis is untrue. So this is our first step in our 6-step process.